This is, can everybody hear us? Okay, again, sorry for the technical difficulties. I'm here with my friend Joel Capolongo, who's the owner of Strong Hearts Cafe here in Syracuse, New York. It is the only vegan restaurant in Syracuse. So we're here to do some Q&A tonight. Joel is a fellow longtime vegan, and what's up, Cosmic Vegan? And we ordered some food too, so we're at the cafe now, and I guess I'm gonna let Joel.
Intro me? Just longtime vegan? Come on, that's the intro ever.
Well, I was gonna let you intro yourself. Talk about how you started the cafe, a little bit about your background, so people get to know you. How's it going, guys? So yeah, I'm here with Joel, and I'm going to let him take it over and just basically tell you guys his story, how he went vegan, a little bit about himself, and take it away, Joel.
Okay. I mean, honestly, it's kind of a long story. There's a lot to tell, but I'll be concise as possible. And then if you guys have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them as best as possible. So, as Chris said, my name is Capolongo. I'm actually not the owner of Strong Hearts. I'm the co-owner of Strong Hearts. I have one partner, Nick Ryan, who owns Strong Hearts with me. We opened the cafe in May of 2008, so we're coming up on years. We're in business in Syracuse. I went vegan in between my junior and senior school and old, so it was a long time ago. That was actually the summer of 1993. I went vegetarian in November of 1992, so I was vegetarian for about 6 months and then transitioned to being vegan 6 months after that.
We got some food coming out here.
Got our food here. Thanks, Ron.
Yes.
Thank you. This is the Thai tofu salad. And what do you have?
This is the winter kale salad.
Hold it up a little higher.
Actually, you got the.
Yeah.
That's the Thai tofu.
This is the Thai tofu. I thought so. Delicious tofu. I'm gonna eat that while we're talking here.
And this is a winter kale salad with the Thai tofu on it. So it's chopped kale with roasted potatoes, roasted beet, toasted walnuts, Granny Smith apple, and maple chipotle tofu. It's one of my favorite on the menu.
Sean wants to know if your restaurant's accessible to a tractor trailer. Well, it's in the heart of Syracuse, and if you can pull up on it's on a main road, so there's really no parking lot.
We get tractor trailer deliveries. And actually, we do have a tractor trailer driver that always stops here when he passes through upstate New York. So if he did it, you could probably do it, Sean. Anyway, so quickly kind of back to my vegan story. Yeah, I've been vegan since 1993. This summer I've been vegan 24 years. Obviously, the vegan scene, the vegan movement, the animal rights movement has changed considerably over that time. Background, we're sitting in my cafe, and it's open, so there's lots of noise around. But so I grew up in Syracuse. I actually grew up a little bit outside of Syracuse, about 30 minutes north of Syracuse, in a little rural town called Central Square. So I did not grow up vegan. I was in a very traditional Italian household. My mom cooked almost every day, meatballs and raviolis and lasagna and pasta and all that good Italian food that I still love, but just vegan versions of now. So meat was a part of my childhood, was a part of my early teen years. Hunted, fished, and even trapped animals, because where I'm from, that's a very normal thing to do. It's not I got involved with the core punk rock music scene in Syracuse. That show at a little venue called the Lost Horizon. I picked up some animal rights literature. Didn't really think much of it at the time. But when I got home, I read it. I tried being vegetarian. And the more I thought about it, and the more I read, and the more I learned, the more I realized that I was causing just as much suffering by eating dairy than was when I ate meat. So I stopped dairy 6 months after that. And the rest is kind of history. I know there's a lot of years between then and now, but initially the decision was made based on literature I read at a hardcore show. It was really simple as that. It wasn't a very common thing back then. Like most people didn't even know what the word vegan meant 20 years ago. Restaurant in the U.S. now say that you're vegan, and number one, understand it, and number two, there's a option or two for you on the menu. Of course, not everywhere, but a lot of places you can definitely do that. Okay. Sorry, I'm distracted because I'm like looking around for something to do. So yeah, that's kind of like real quickly. That's my story. I opened a cafe 8.5 years ago. At the height of the recession in 2008, gas was about $4 a gallon. The food costs were through the roof. I opened it with my partner Nick, with absolutely no business experience. Had never even worked in a restaurant or a kitchen, never owned a business. Punk rock kids that wanted a vegan cafe in Syracuse and decided to do it. It's really, as crazy as that sounds, that's really how the cafe started. But luckily, the community supported us right away. Apparently, we're the only ones that wanted a vegan cafe in Syracuse because it seems like the city came out our day to show support and buy some food from us. And a lot of help from family and friends. We definitely do it on our own. We have awesome employees and an awesome management staff that holds it down every day. Nick and I don't work a single day anymore. We do a lot of more behind the scenes stuff. Although I do tend to work 2 or 3 days in the cafe behind the counter. So that's about it. I'd be happy to answer questions if people have questions about vegan businesses or vegan food or my history, whatever. Really.
Any tips about how you started the Strong Hearts based business?
Oh, there's a lot of tips. I mean, when we first started the business, like I said, we had no business experience. We were just two kids that wanted a vegan cafe and loved food and loved to cook, so a lot of mistakes. As far as specific tips, I would say make sure you have a lot of money in the bank and help as much as possible. Your friends should definitely help you as much as possible. Ask for advice from other people who have opened businesses, which is what we did. There's another place in town, a little tea house called Rose. It's not vegan, but it's a vegan friend, Christian. We sat down with him a few months before the cafe opened and really picked his brain, asked him a lot of questions, and that was a really invaluable resource for us. So just getting other business owners on board and getting their advice and tips is definitely like a good thing to do for sure. And
so you're known for your milkshakes. How many different flavors of milkshakes do you have?
Right now on our regular menu we have 44 flavors of vegan milkshakes.
It's a lot of milkshakes.
We expand during the holidays to 4 or 5 more, just like seasonal flavors. We use ice cream from Chicago Soy Dairy. We have since day one. We go 600 gallons of it a month. It's a lot of ice cream. It's like $9,000 worth of ice cream a month that we go through.
And when you first started, didn't you run out because people just were like swarming to the cafe?
We ran out because we were really, really busy and we didn't expect to be, and our frozen storage space was extremely limited. So there's a tip for you. Make sure you have enough storage space. So yeah, we got that problem under control now. We have a walk-in freezer in the basement, so we very rarely run out of shakes, but we actually still do it occasionally, but generally not.
Joel is also, look at his hoodie right here. So Joel is one of the founders of the Strong Hearts Vegan Power running team. And every year we get together with all the vegan runners and we run Ragnar. And I have a few videos if you want to check. It's really amazing. Can you tell us anything about that?
Yeah, so Strong Hearts Vegan Power is a long-distance running team that started in 2013. I got together in New York, and we entered a race called the Ragnar Relay Series. And our goal was to find 10 other vegan runners, because teams are 12 people. He ran was to find 10 other vegan runners. And I wasn't even sure we could find other vegan runners back then. We did very quickly. We entered the race. We did it more just to have fun and to kind of rep veganism, to rep ethical veganism amongst the athletic community. And over 200 entered the race that year. Not even trying or really knowing what we were doing, we came in 25th place. So after that, we realized that, hey, this could be a really good outreach tool for us to use to kind of spread ethical veganism, activism through the athletic community, which is already kind of health-minded to begin with. So as the years went on, we kept growing, kept adding additional teams to every race. And this upcoming June 2nd and 3rd, fully vegan teams running the race. So 6 runners and close to 70 people in total. We count all of our support staff that's with us. So it's been our years. It's a really good outreach tool for veganism, for ethical veganism. And we run for the animals. We're not running for health or to be cool or runners. I mean, sorry, not me. So, running to raise awareness for the rights. So
it's really amazing. It was like the time of a lifetime. Time of a lifetime. It was awesome. You don't sleep for 24 hours straight, and these runners are running 2 miles in 24 hours. It's incredible. And I would go watch one of my Ragnar videos that we did on my YouTube channel, Vegan Zombie. And you can kind of get an idea. And we're doing it again this year in Pennsylvania.
Yep, the race starts in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and ends in Mount Pocono. So 200 miles. And not every runner on the team runs 200 miles. It's a relay race, so you take turns running.
Right.
So the shortest distance anybody would run would be like about 11 miles. The longest distance would be about 24 miles. So the stronger, faster runners run more miles, and the runners that aren't so fast run less miles. And hopefully we are the team that's first at the end.
And I was a driver the first year, and I was in the van. I didn't know anyone else in the van. And by the time that was done, I feel like we were all family. It was, you're together in a little van with 6 other people for 24 hours. It's incredible. Thank you, ZD. Thank you, Savory. You guys have any questions for us? We both together have been vegan for almost 50 years.
It's crazy to think. I never thought I would be vegan for over half my life. I actually just turned 40 years old 2 weeks ago. Chris just turned 41, I think, right?
Yeah. A year and a day older than Joe. Birthdays are a day apart. So we need to do a birthday bash next year.
We should.
I'm going to look something up real quick for Joel. Do you guys have any questions while we're at it? Urban Vegan, what's up? Hey, Paul. Okay, so.
Self-Love Wolf says 41 looking 23. Yeah, right.
23? 23?
This camera is really blurry, so it helps.
I got the gray hairs, though. I got some gray hair.
I got a lot of gray hair.
It's okay, though. It's okay.
At least I still have my hair. I'll take gray over no hair.
What's your favorite cheese for pizza? Hands down, Miyoko's. And yeah, check out my last video. I posted it yesterday. Vegan margarita pizza with Miyoko's cheese. what are we eating right now? Is that what you want to know? Paul, I'm killing tofu, Thai tofu salad right here. And Joel has the winter kale salad. And that reminds me, I have, oh, it's not coming up.
It's right there.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so let me show, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this through my phone, but oh, it's all, you can't see it.
Screen protector on?
No.
You don't?
No, I don't. Anyway, if you could see this, you know what? Maybe there. Nope, 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 nope. Anyway, picture of this guy on the Sea Shepherd ship, and he's on, and this is the cover of National Geographic magazine. So he was down by Antarctica, right? And why don't you tell us about it? It's amazing. You're on the cover of National Geographic. If you Google his name, Joel Capolongo, you can see the picture I'm talking about. And he's right in front of what's that ship you're in front of?
It's called the Nishi, the factory ship of the Japanese whaling fleet. That was our target of the campaign.
Amazing.
So basically in 2005, the fall of 2005, me and a few friends from Syracuse volunteered aboard the Farley Moet, which was the only Sea Shepherd ship at the time. We flew to 2005. We spent 3 days with the crew preparing the ship for. We sailed to Tasmania, which is an island nation off the coast, off the southeast coast of Australia. Picked up a helicopter, brought the helicopter on the ship, and then we sailed to Antarctica with the intention of disrupting the illegal Japanese whale hunt that happens every year. Remember, this is 2005, so it's 12 years ago. Sea Shepherd, not nearly as big an organization as it is now. So our funds were limited, our crew was limited, everything was limited. We were in an aging rust bucket of a ship, but we made the best out of what we had. So the Japanese whaling fleet consists of 7 ships. The Nishin Maru, which is the factory ship, that's where when the whales are killed by the vessels, the whales are dragged to that ship, processed, butchered on that ship. So there's the Nishin Maru, that's one ship, and then there's 5 harpoon vessels, and then there's one refuel called the Oriental Bluebird. The Nishin Maru was our target. We wanted to find the ship, catch up to it, disable it, so they wouldn't be able to drag whales to it to be processed, and therefore the hunt would have ended. So we finally caught up to the Nishin Maru. We tried to disable it. We couldn't. The picture that Chris was trying to show you is me in a little boat called the Zodiac boat, which is like a small inflatable speedboat with a large motor on the back. I was actually right next to the Nishin Maru ship, trying to follow the propeller of the ship so it would slow their ship down so our main ship could catch up to it and ram it and hopefully disable it. Unfortunately, that never happened, but the year that my friends and I volunteered with Sea Shepherd, Japanese quoted by 200 or 300 whales that year, I believe. So while we didn't completely shut down the hunt, our actions definitely saved the lives of a few hundred whales that year. We were at sea for 45 days. The ship had 40 different countries. It was an amazing experience. I had the opportunity and the skill to do it. Definitely volunteer with Sea Shepherd, an awesome organization.
Awesome. We have a few questions here. Let's see. Oh my God, that tasty, says Paul. Okay, so in my salad, I have this delicious tofu, greens. There's some edamame in there. There's cashews and cucumbers.
Cucumbers, red cabbage.
Red cabbage. And you have kale in yours. And
kale,
tofu.
sweet potatoes, beets, some tofu, some Granny Smith apples, agave mustard dressing.
Okay, says, greetings from Japan. They launched the first vegan cheese ever. So recently we had to order. That's awesome. Can you add a meatball sub to your menu? Says ZD.
I've had one. It's not on a regular menu, but we do a special meatball sub every now and then. So.
They seem to be my favorite, and that was delicious. Let's see. The vegan trucker says I want to do that. I'm a direct action member. That's awesome. Donna Vargas saw your margarita pizza video. Awesome. Thank you. That was a delicious pizza. You're a real hero. I want to volunteer for Sea Shepherd. Does anybody else have double chat? I don't. ZD wants to know, have we ever met Gary Yourofsky? I actually know Gary Yourofsky. If you've seen his best speech ever, I'm the one that filmed that. You can check it out on my second channel, The Vegan Zombie 2. Gary Yourofsky's best video ever. Whether you're vegan or not, that's a great video to watch. He's got a lot of information there. I also have a Q&A with him afterwards. Very informational, informative, informational. Let's see what else. Hi there, Vegan Zombie. Hello, everyone. Wow, just got here. Serious topic. Yeah, we're introducing Joel, the owner of the only vegan restaurant here in Syracuse, New York. By the way, you have 2 locations.
We do. 3 years ago, we opened a second location called Strong Hearts on the Hill because it's close to the Syracuse University, which is on. It's pretty crazy, but small. So.
Right up by SU, and this one is. I mean, this is. Okay, so most clientele is actually non-vegan, 60, 70 higher than that. So most of the clientele here are non-vegan. I mean, we have this university right up here, all the college students, all the business people in Syracuse, even the mayor comes here, right?
It's true. She comes here at least once a month, sometimes more. So I would say if I had to put a number on it, 80 to 90% of our customers are not vegan or not even vegetarian. They just like the food, they work area, they go to school area. They've heard about it from family or friends. They like the milkshakes, the cupcakes, the sandwiches. So, you know, when Nick and I sat down and planned the cafe, we didn't really plan it around the vegan community, honestly. We planned it around like your average person on the street and like what they would want. If they walked into a cafe, like what would they want to order? So most of our menu is comfort food, or some people call it transitional food. And it's really normal food, chicken salad sandwiches and waffles and pancakes and club sandwiches and Reubens, stuff like that. Stuff you would really find anywhere, but it's just like vegans of those things. So it was totally intentional. And we do have some, you know, non-traditional things like kale and quinoa and things that like vegans are famous for eating. But majority of our menu is just straight comfort food that make vegan versions of.
Thank you, Kayla. Mary is the one who converted me, Melly. That's awesome. The Miyoko vegan cheese, West, says Beth. And actually been to her factory, and we do a video there of showing how she makes the cheese. Crystal wants to know, do you take B12 supplements? I don't. I never have. Mine, I guess, from like fortified rice milk, nut milk, cereal, nutritional yeast, that kind of thing. I've never had. You never have either?
I haven't either, and I actually get physicals pretty regularly, at least once a year, and every time they check for B12, because they know I'm vegan, at time it's like in the perfectly acceptable range, and I've never taken a supplement in my life, never taken a vitamin in my life. My diet's where I try to keep all the vitamins and minerals and stuff you need. I also work out a lot, so I am pretty health conscious, but I don't take things or supplements. I just don't feel like
I feel the same way. I've never had to take one either. Let's see. Donna Vargas says, would you continue eating the beans? They're delicious.
They're amazing.
I've only had it once, though, when I was in Portland. Let's see. Do you believe in runaway climate change? That's a good question.
I don't know what that means. I mean, I know what climate change means, but what does runaway climate change mean?
Well, one thing is for sure, people on the Earth will heal itself and go back to normal. Earth has been here a lot longer than we have, and it'll be here a lot longer than we are here. So, this is hot chocolate here. You can get hot chocolate any time of the year at Strong Hearts Cafe.
Ooh.
I was actually going to get the Korean barbecue sandwich tonight, but it's the end of the night and they're out of stretch bread. So come here in the day and try their sandwiches out.
Sorry about that. We get fresh bread delivered to us every morning. We just going to be out at 9 o'clock.
Any other questions while we have Joel online here? Joel, what's your favorite? You've been all the country, all over the world. What's your favorite vegan restaurant? You just got back from Portland.
I went to a really awesome restaurant in Portland called Farm Spirit, which is a limited venue. In fact, it sells ahead of time. I think it only seats 2 weeks in advance. It was pretty mind-blowing, like what they do with whole food, plant-based stuff out there. Totally vegan restaurant. Highly recommend it. I don't know if that's my favorite per se. I'm in New York City quite a bit. I really like Champ's Diner. Everything I've had there has been awesome. I really like Veggie Grill, even though it's like a vegan chain. They do a really, really good job, I think. And it's very palatable and appealing to the general public, just something that I really appreciate. I'm honestly like the least picky vegan eater ever. If it's vegan, and I'll eat it. The only food I refuse like raw onions. It's one thing I will not eat onions. I like cooked onions, caramelized onions, grilled onions, but I just hate raw onions. So if it's vegan and it's food, I'll eat it for the most part.
Do you like mushrooms?
I love mushrooms.
I hate mushrooms.
I've never met a bad mushroom.
Let's see. The Vegan Trucker, what other awesome shirts do you sell? Actually, I print my own shirts, and I just got the design today for my new shirt. Check it out in the next couple days. I haven't posted it yet, but I think it's pretty cool. So I sell the Vegan Zombie shirt. It says Vegan Zombie. I also sell the Zombie Free shirt. And in each of those, there's like a tiny little rabbit in each picture. Let's see what else we have here. Has the minimum wage increase affected you negatively in your restaurant?
No, it hasn't actually. New York State just increased the minimum wage on January 1st, so we had to increase what we pay people. And we actually went above and beyond that. People deserve fair wage. We did raise menu prices slightly, 3%, and I don't think a single customer noticed or complained, but I think we're entitled to a living wage, and we're happy to provide it here at Strong. It hasn't really fit at all.
Thought about expanding an open restaurant on the West Coast? Donna Vargas.
I have.
And Urban Vegan says, I came in late. Can you please say the name of your restaurant? So
Strong Hearts Cafe.
And he also owns Strong Hearts on the Hill, which is, less than a mile from here. Right? Yeah.
It's 0.9 miles.
Okay. chance rules. Wait, is your cafe in Portland? No, we are in Syracuse, New York. By the way, if you checked out my Instagram story, Syracuse, New York is actually the snowiest city in the entire nation, and we live here. So if you've never seen it, come to Syracuse, because it snows like what, 6 months out of the year. It's crazy.
From like October to May, there's usually snow on the ground or in the air. Yep.
Let's see. Thank you, are vegan. Yep, Syracuse, New York, upstate. Any famous people visit Strong Hearts Cafe? Yes, Steve-O came here.
Steve-O's been here numerous times. Probably the most famous A-lister we've ever had was Alec Baldwin. Been a fan of his forever. He's a pretty polarizing person, but he was very, very nice when he came in.
He lives here in Syracuse. He's from this area.
His mother lives on the west side of Syracuse.
Yeah.
We've had some Saturday night people come in, Kevin Nealon, Tim Meadows, a ton of famous ones who I don't even know half of them. Tracy Ullman, the comedian. Yeah, we've had a lot, I guess.
You should both come to Veg Fest in LA April 30th. I'm actually going to Expo West in 2 weeks, and then I'm going to stay for the vegan street fair. So, and then I'll be back for Eat Drink Vegan, and that will be in the end of May. So I don't think I'm going to make it to the LA Veg Fest though. A lot of traveling.
Someone had a question about some place in Albany that I've been to is actually really good.
Oh, Bourbon and Wolf?
Bourbon and Wolf.
Yeah, that's really good.
Super good place. The guy who runs it, Joey Bourbon, is an awesome guy. They do a really good job with their food there.
They do. I haven't posted it yet, but that should come soon. Vegan, question mark, just kidding. He's been in here. He talked a bunch of trash about here, but sunshine, okay. Does anyone think it's wrong to think Jack Nicholson is hot from The Shining?
I don't know how to respond. No, I guess not.
You guys make a question mark? Do we? I'm on a day one of a 10-day surf food green. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're probably gonna get hungry then.
Good for you. That's a good question. Actually, had that question before.
Z asked, would you be vegan even if you knew it would shorten your life by 10 years? I don't think any other way for me, at least. Vegan's the only way for me.
A reporter actually asked me that question before many years ago when she was doing an interview with me here at the cafe. And I responded definitely because I'm vegan for the ends. I'm not vegan for my health or for the earth or any other reason. I mean, sure, I appreciate those reasons and I agree with those reasons, but I'm strictly vegan for ethical reasons. So my answer is yes.
Favorite famous vegan besides zombies? I don't think famous. I would say I'm a fan, like I said before, I'm a fan of Moby, who does a lot for animal rights, and I was able to interview him. I've been a fan of him for 20 years now, so he's doing great things. Are you a fan of any?
I'm honestly not really up on like the vegan celebrity scene. I don't know if you're vegan. I'll pretty much so. It doesn't care. It doesn't matter if you're a celebrity or not. Bad answer. No.
Ellen DeGeneres. Well, she does. I don't.
Does she claim vegan?
Well, she did at one time, and then I think she slipped up when she talked about getting eggs from her neighbors, and then she started selling leather shoes on her site. I'm a fan of most non-drama vegans, Donna Vargas says. Yeah, the drama isn't, I guess, if anything, it's at the very least just entertainment, but it shouldn't be taken seriously. Well, Kimberly said less of a life, a healthier way. It's just a theoretical question. It's obviously not true, so we have nothing to worry about, but Are you childless? Reasons. ZD. I don't have any.
I'm childless for personal reasons, and
I don't want child.
the reason is I don't want one, or any, one or two. I'm too selfish of a person. I like my own time and my own freedom and my own money. When you have a child, those things are just really limited. So I've just chosen. I love kids. My friends have kids, and I have fun with them, but I just don't want my own kid.
The vegan trucker. Okay, he says, what superpower would you choose to have? Well, I already have it figured out. I could only have one. I would be like Wolverine. I want to be immortal. I know he's not going to live forever, but yeah. And if I could have one more, I would take the power of the movie Jumper, so I could just teleport anywhere I wanted at will. Does that answer your question? What about you? Have you ever thought about superpowers?
I mean, invisibility, right? Like the biggest one.
Yeah.
It's something to do with like mind control. I'm really into that too. I feel like if you can control someone's mind, you can do anything you want.
Go vegan. The killer vids, I find informative and helpful. Thank you. I'll keep doing them. Invisible Wolverine. Now that would mess somebody up. It wouldn't even be fun, would it? I can't wait to see the movie Logan coming out.
That's like the Wolverine origin story, right?
Yeah, it's Logan when he's old. So.
But isn't it like revealed or whatever? No, it's already been revealed.
What is the one mistake you ever made as a vegan? And what advice can you give knowing now what you learned eating as a vegan? I would always read the labels, always double check, and don't entirely rely on somebody's word, even if they're vegan, if they tell you something's vegan. And I've known this for a while, but for instance, there were these bagels sold at my local store, and they used to be vegan, and like this is 20 years ago, and then they added honey to them. So I stopped eating them for like 20 years, and then within the last 6 months or so, a friend of mine was eating them. He's been a long time vegan, and he said they're vegan. And I asked one of the bakers there, and he confirmed there's no eggs or anything in them. And then one place, they read the ingredients. They took the time to read the ingredients, and they went vegan. So double check, always read labels. And even if you know something, I mean, obviously, if it's like fruit or vegetables, that's obvious. But if there's a product that you normally eat, this has happened as well. They used to have these vegan chicken nuggets, and then one day they said new, great taste. We looked at the back and they had egg whites. So always read products, even though you know that unless they have like the V on it for vegan. That's a great thing. What about you? Do you have any?
I mean, I guess when I read that question, I thought of something completely different about mistakes being vegan. I thought, well, my first thought was the biggest mistake I made in my early years of veganism was being a sanctimonious jerk, being like a holier than thou, like I'm better than you because I'm vegan. I really regret acting like that and thinking like that, because that's not how I act now. It's not what I believe now. I think people who act like that are doing the movement a great disservice because we're not better than anybody. We may have made different decisions, and maybe our decisions are better, but we're not better people just because we're vegan. So I would strongly caution new vegans not to take that attitude that I took 20 years ago.
And I always say that over the years I've learned by just seeing the behavior and I was really passive and I didn't really say much back then. I would just look on and kind of like disgusted at the way that some other people were acting. But when I finally found what I passionate about doing, the vegan zombie, is the best way to promote it is to inspire and educate and make people want to go vegan. Give them the facts. Don't make them feel inferior or anything like that. Then you're just battling a losing battle. So we have some other questions here. Okay, so now the questions are coming in here. Let's see. It looks dark. Yeah, it's pretty dark in here at night. I have a little light here to light us up because it's pretty dark. Let's see. Donna says, been watching more of your videos, Chris. You have a great sense of Thank you, Donna. Kiss says, no. Avoid BT. ZD says, do you think prisoners should have a vegan diet?
Shouldn't everybody be fed a vegan diet?
Exactly, yeah. I think the less vegan and give them a vegan diet. I don't think they can really choose what they...
Prisoners. So.
I was annoyed to read that corn contains egg whites. They do.
Corn has never been vegan, right?
No, I don't think so. It's either that or another company, Crunch, with a Q, that just came out with some vegan burgers. Really expensive, but like so freaking good. I don't buy them because they're too expensive, but they're like $7 for two, something like that. They're so good though. Yeah, you're really eating grease because you don't know. Even like Planters peanuts most of them have gelatin in it. Never expect to not be vegan. What do you do with gift you not? I have a good example of that. When I was 16, 17 years ago, I worked at a job and I was leaving. I was leaving the job, 2-week notice, and I was going to go to school in Florida. And they liked me there. They didn't want to lose me. So surprise party for me, and they bought a cake. And I was like, oh my God, how am I going to break the news? I can't eat this cake. But they're also so like happy that they bought me this cake. So they said happy birthday, and they're like, go ahead, eat your cake. And I'm like, look guys, I appreciate everything you guys are doing. I can't eat this cake then. I'm vegan. And they looked at me and they grabbed it and they go, well then give it to me. And everything was fine. Just gotta, be grateful that people are doing something for you. Let them know what your beliefs are, and usually nothing really happens.
I would be respectful, but use it as an opportunity to educate somebody.
I have 32 piercings. Can I see your eyeballs or whatnot? Zombie kid. 32? What? What's that mean? My eyeballs? I like that they call me kid. I'm 41 and I'm a kid. There's peanuts, gelatin. I'm trying to catch up on these. Do you guys want me to unfan? Why would you unfan us? I don't understand. I don't want anybody to unfan us, but if you have to miss something. Okay. Joel, what's your favorite sandwich menu?
Oh, good question. I've had them all. Changes often. Like I said, I really like our specials that we do every month, which right now is the Korean barbecue sandwich. So I would say, right this moment, that one. I've had it numerous times already. On the regular menu, probably the sweet sassy molasses, which I know is a sandwich that Chris gets often. So, which has maple chipotle tofu, lettuce, tomato, grilled, and chipotle aioli on fresh stretch bread. Super good sandwich.
Beth Grant says, I treat being plant-based the same way as being kosher and having a type 1 diabetic child. Donna says, just bought a cookbook. What should I bring to my non-vegan family? Easter? Other purchases in the cookbook. I really make the mac and cheese. That's usually a big hit. Unless you want to make pizza rolls and cut them up into bite size. People love them too. All right, yeah, I guess it's been 45 minutes here, so I guess we're gonna probably get going too. Yeah. So I'm glad you guys are liking these. We'll do more. You can watch this video hopefully on our YouTube channel if that's where it will be posted. If you missed anything. And Joel, if you guys are ever in Syracuse, stop in the cafe to Joel. Thanks. We'll do more of these. I might do another one this Saturday with John, so be on the lookout for that. And thanks for watching.
Have a good night.